Hey everyone, welcome back to PokeMarketLab. We are celebrating the end of what is going to go down as one of the best years for the Pokemon Sealed hobby. We're celebrating by going through some of the best and worst performers of Sealed Pokemon product from 2024. And this is in order of percentage increase. And if you couldn't guess already, it's mostly good news here. There really are very few losers in the sealed market this year, but there are a few, and I wanted to point a few of those out. So with that, let's get into it. We're starting off with Paradox Rift. A really solid mid-tier set from the Scarlet and Violet era has done phenomenally well, sitting at a $130 market price and a 40% gain in the last year. This is a great organic product. It has fantastic cards in it. It's a solid pickup even at this price. And up next, Obsidian Flames ETB, regular ETB, not the PC ETB, beautiful 40% return in the last year, sitting at a $53 price point. Not a huge market price, but if you know, Obsidian Flames was not always loved. This particular ETB has a fantastic Charmander promo in it. That's really what's kind of driving this up. We'll talk about the PC ETB later, but it's just got a really good promo. And Obsidian Flames, I think, is really turning a corner. It's not a terrible set. It's actually a good set, I think, just with bad pull rates in the packs. So definitely a solid ETB. Paldean Evolved really had a phenomenal year, 67% return this last year, $162 market price. Of course, we have that magic card that's really holding up the set. Not my favorite set, I've said that before, but obviously the market disagrees with me. And $170 price point, we're right up just past that MSRP line here, so doing very well. It had a bit of a reprint this year. Market soaked it up, only 153 listed on TCG players, so this definitely still has room to run. Fantastic product. 151 booster bundles. We still are seeing some of these come to market. There's a lot listed on TCG Player, 812 listings, but the market price has continued to rise. It has suffered a little bit here as we've seen a lot of product come to market, but 47% increase in the last year, sitting at a very healthy $61 market price. These retail for about that $28 price point. If you keep your ear to the ground and keep looking, you can find these at MSRP. That MSRP price of $20 still. And I mean, this just goes to show how, and I've said it before, do not be scared of reprints. 812 of these listed on TCG Player, 11,000 of them sold in the last 12 months. And the price is still holding strong. That's how much demand there is for 151. We have not seen the Pokemon Company go back and reprint the ETBs from 151. I think it's fairly clear to say that they are doing this on purpose. They're doing other products. They're leaving that primary product alone to, make sure there's confidence in that product in the market. And they're using other ways of getting packs like Blooming Waters we have coming up. We're getting close to getting that in the market. They're using other means to get packs into the market, and I think it's working extremely well. We could even use a reprint on ETBs, but at this point, I don't know that we're going to see one. So we are getting a little bit of age on this product. So I was looking, I just could not believe these stats looking at it. Again, 812 listed on TCG Player, 11,000, almost 12,000 of these sold in the last year. Phenomenal performance. Long term, there's going to be a ton of nostalgia with 151, and it's going to do very well long term. Just do not pay. I would not pay the $60 price point. Pay under $40 at this point. You can get them retail if you keep your ear to the ground on some of the drops. So Paldean Fates, Elite Trainer Box, regular ETB, doing great. I've said this time and time again. This is a phenomenal set. It was underperformed in the market just for a long time. It was just ignored, and it's finally getting its deserved fame here. $72 market price here. Under 200 these listed. Certainly some reprint risk in the future, but it's the Bubble Muse over 300 now, I believe. So really not concerned with reprints at this point on this one. It could use a reprint, and if the price drops, you just back the truck up again and unload up. Surging Sparks, phenomenal set. I don't even need to say anything about the set. 52% return on just the regular ETB at this point. Market price is $73. You can still get these about that $55 price point. We've seen them come out from multiple retailers. Amazon's had them, Macy's has had them. So again, if you keep your eyes and ears peeled, you can probably still get these at MSRP. Phenomenal set. Certainly a reprint risk in the future. I would say I would bet my money on a reprint in the future, but again, the market's going to soak it up. Reprints are not going to be available at that sub $50 market, so it's not going to move the price on this much. Another Paldean Fates product, the booster bundles. Surprised to see the price of these start to rise up here. Almost a $50 market price. Again, phenomenal set. And this is one of the few, again, just goes to show, I think there's, I've been waiting to see how booster bundles are going to do in the market. I think they're kind of creating tiers now where you have, for a regular set, you have the booster box, you have the ETB, you got the Pokemon Center ETB, and you got the booster bundle. So they're kind of approaching them differently. You have, the ETBs, they're starting to kind of separate from everything else because it's got the promos. They're focusing on really good promos. And I think that creates a different level of collectability than just a booster bundle. A booster bundle is literally just a way of getting you 6-packs. That's it, as cheap as possible. So I applaud them again for kind of creating some tiers here and separating some of the products. And I think it's working. I definitely think it's working. Scarlet and Violet base set Pokemon Center ETB. I've said this before. Every single Pokemon Center ETB in the Scarlet and Violet era is going to go up in value. The promos are good. The promos are stamped. There is a reason to crack them. And if there's a reason to crack them, that means a lower population of sealed Pokemon Center ETBs in the future, which for sealed collectors is what we want. That drives supply down, right? Demand stays up, and that causes prices to increase. And we've seen that here. This is Scarlet and Violet base. The promo is okay. Not the best, not the worst. Scarlet and Violet's base, I've said before, is not, I don't think it's fantastic. But we're at the point now where I think the market's finally catching on. Everyone realizes that the Pokemon Center ETBs are gold, and they're all, rising tides, raising all boats at this point. So I think, suffice it to say, any Pokemon Center ETB from Scarlet and Violet era that you can get sub $100, you should think about picking up. Surging Sparks booster boxes, again, phenomenal set. These have held really, really well. These are drying up again. We've seen almost 10,000 of these sold. That beats out any other booster box this year. That's a ton of value opened up or put into the market here. This will likely continue to go higher. The only thing that's going to slow it down is just cannibalism from other products being released, like Prismatic Evolutions. So the market's going to shift its focus, but phenomenal set. The singles are holding up extremely well. I think everyone thought this was going to pull back. Remember, this is one of the first products that, you could get it about that $100 price point pre-release. This product single-handedly changed pre-ordering practices for the remainder of Scarlet and Violet, hands down. Okay, people, you're going to have a hard time finding regular booster boxes of any set moving forward at that $100 price point. So this erased that price memory. People are going to pay, and the stores are going to charge more at pre-release pricing. That's just the way it's going to be. We're in a bull market, and this single-handedly changed the game. We have the Paldean Fates Pokemon Center ETB. Again, Pokemon Center versions of these ETBs, of any ETB. This is a phenomenal set to begin with. It's got the Mimikyu promo, which I think is a decent promo for the ETBs. We get the stamp promo in this one. Phenomenal product. I wish I had some of these. I do not, unfortunately, but Paldean Fates is a great set. If you take a great set, you add the fact that it's a Pokemon Center exclusive box, you add the fact that you got the stamp promo, and these are just going to continue to go. It's the collector box of the Pokemon world, and I think the stamp promo was a phenomenal change. 151 binder collection. I was surprised to see how well this did. 123% in the last year, $87 price point, and this is not a price per pack play. This is I thought this would be more of like a tchotchke kind of deal with the binder, but the market seems to love it. It's a larger product, but they just like the binders. So this has been a great buy, and these do again pop up at Walmart and other retailers periodically. So these again seem to be, I would call it a reprint. They just kind of keep reprinting them and putting them out into the market. So a good way of getting more product. 151 UPC has done phenomenally well. 131% return in last year. These were you could get these sub $100 on TikTok a year ago, and to see it up this high, I mean, it's a big product, but I mean, you got plenty of margin to ship this product. Phenomenal return. I wish I had more of them. I only have a couple. But done very, very, very well. And I think we're definitely seeing a trend in UPCs. People this is another tier like I talked about earlier. And this is a great way of them just kind of separating things, making a great opening experience. It's not as good as the Charizard UPC from Sword and Shield era. It's not quite as nice of an opening, but I think these cool products that have a different opening experience, they're more premium. I think the only risk there is just how much they print of this, and we thought the 151 UPC was overprinted, but it wasn't for the amount of demand. The Charizard one was at the beginning. We've seen a good price increase there, but this one's even doing better than the Charizard UPC at this point. So Paldean Evolved, Pokemon Center ETB, again, same story, good product, decent promo. Pokemon Center ETB, it goes up in value. Pretty clear trend here. 151 ETB, Scarlet and Violet. This is done 150%, 7% return in last year, $137 market price, regular ETB, not the Pokemon Center version. Doing great. Again, it's 151. It's going to continue to go up. I have not heard of any reprints of this coming to market. Even if it did, I wouldn't care. If I could get these sub $100 again, I would back the truck up and load up on them. No questions asked. They haven't touched this. I hope they don't. I hope they continue to put out booster bundles and binder collections and other specialty products and just leave this alone. I think that's a great signal to the market. That's a great signal to collectors, and hopefully that continues. That might not be the case. It might be literally a bandwidth issue. Really, we don't know, and only time will tell. And now we have the Pokemon Center exclusive ETB here. Again, I did a video on this. I'm gonna link it here right in the top corner now. But I did a video going over Pokemon Center ETBs as an investment versus booster box versus regular booster boxes. It blows out in Scarlet and Violet. It blows out booster boxes. You would have at every single set, you'd be better off buying Pokemon Center ETBs. So again, moving forward, I rarely give direct advice. I think it's a very clear signal that buying Pokemon Center ETBs is for any set moving forward, especially really solid sets, is the way to go. I mean, Prismatic Evolutions is selling, Pokemon Center ETB selling at like $400+. I would never pay that, but that's just, people are paying it for that. That's how exclusive it is. It's really a collector's item. And here we have the creme de la creme. This is a 235% increase on the Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center ETB. It's got that beautiful Charizard promo. It's fun. It's cute. Great for the collection. Sitting at a $236 market price for this sale box. So this is, as far as I can tell, as far as I can look, for primary product, sealed products, this is the best performer in 2024. Just look at that chart. And then you go flat to just skyrocket. I have one of these. I'm going to hold on to it for as long as I can. It's just again, I think the tide has turned on Obsidian Flames as a set. I think the seal, I think the market caught on to the promos, and the promos are in demand too. So you can, I don't have those listed here, but those are some of the top performers in singles for 24. So one thing I wanted to talk about, someone mentioned in the comments recently about Pokemon Go ETBs and how those are going up in value, and should focus on this. Please, we have to be careful in a bull run. What's happening in the bull run is anyone and their brother is pouring money into Pokemon, regardless of what it is. You should not do that. You should form your own opinion, okay? Don't just look at the chart. Don't just listen to YouTubers, even myself. You should take multiple pieces of information and stitch it together and make an informed decision. Pokemon Go, I think, sucks. I think it's a terrible set. It's all rainbow cards. There's no value in the rainbow cards. There's very little value here. There's just nothing special to me. And that's my opinion. You could, disagree with that. That's what's great about the hobby, and what's hard about the hobby is it's all subjective, right? The market has been very, very soft on Pokemon Go for a long period of time. I think that's indicative of the market sentiment on this product. This does not check the box for me. I buy what I like, and this isn't one of them. I think this is a matter, this increase that you're seeing here in the last year, 26%, I think that's dumb money. I think that's dumb money saying, oh, this is cheap, so I'm going to pour money into it. But long term, I want good products, right? Because my goal as a long-term investor isn't to buy and flip. My goal is to buy and hold for a long period of time. Well, when this craze dies down, right? Years from now, when this craze dies down, I want to be able to liquidate product. If it doesn't contain good stuff, if it was overprinted, if the demand part of that equation is not there, I can't liquidate it. It's not even liquidate. It's not gonna move. It's not gonna gain in price. And so I always, yes, maybe I miss out on this, and this becomes just the market turns, and it becomes a really, really solid product, and people love it and want it and buy it up. Maybe, but I'm worth taking the opportunity risk because I don't think it contains good stuff. That's just how I roll. That's part of my checklist. You have to have a plan. Do not emotionally invest. Another, so kind of going on to the misses this year, very, very few of them. Shrouded Fables just got got clobbered. It's I would actually I'd rather have Shrouded Fable over Pokemon Go. We'll put it that way. There are still some decent cards in this set. It's just not loved, and I think there's a case to be made for buying really cheap Shrouded Fable ETBs, but I just it's not a phenomenal set. This is the Pokemon Center version, which actually hasn't done terribly well. It's just that the pre-order pricing of $157 on TCG Player means it just really hasn't done much. It's really more flat than anything because the MSRP for these on the Pokemon Center website is like $60 and this is $67. So technically you've got a gain. It's just out of in the context of the other Pokemon Center ETBs, it's done quite poorly. So again, there are some good cards in the set for sure. I don't want to say it's absolutely terrible. There's a few good cards. It's just not enough to hold up the set. But this could be an opportunity where this is Pokemon Center ETB and there's not many listed here. Maybe that's an opportunity to get some Pokemon Center ETBs cheap. And maybe this rising tide raises it up. But again, you gotta just part of my condition for buying something is I have to like it. Shrouded Fable mini tins display, again, another one that's down. A lot of this it's down in the context of pre-order pricing, which isn't sort of fair, but it was really hard to find anything that was down or flat. So I just wanted to kind of point it out. Shrouded Fable's just having a tough time. Could be a buying opportunity. Just saying. Pokemon Trading Card Classic game. This was I think these were retailing fairly high for a while, and then I think it was thought to be more of a collector's item, and it turned out there's a lot of them printed. It's a huge product too. It's hard, very, very hard to move around, something to consider. It looked fairly cheap from my end, just kind of seeing the contents of it. So this one's actually is down this year, a 30% reduction here on a product that takes up a lot of room. It takes up multiple booster box cases worth of room on your shelf, and that's certainly a consideration. I know it is for me. Storage space and safe storage space can be hard to come by in your personal domicile. So looking at a couple regular ETBs from the Sword and Shield era, really having a hard time. They've gained this year, but they're quite flat. And we've seen a lot of these come, I think it's a reprint. We've seen a lot of them come back in stock, especially through Target. It could be just a restock. It's a lot of them. It's quite a few of them. It's Astral Radiance. It's Brilliant Stars. We saw Lost Origin for a little bit. Those seem to have been dried up. And just the quantity that we're seeing coming back to market makes me suspicious that maybe it was a reprint. But the long and short of it is these just having a hard time on some of the worst sets from Sword and Shield are really having a hard time get traction on their ETBs. Same goes for Battle Styles ETB here, just for having a real hard time, very flat over the year. It's a bad set. It's an ETB. It was printed. Actually, Battle Styles wasn't printed into Oblivion, but just for having a really hard time getting any traction. Looking at the Brilliant Stars, Pokemon Center ETB. So this is a special version. Now, remember, in the Sword and Shield era, we did not have stamped promos, so there's really no reason to get the Pokemon Center ETB other than the fact that it says Pokemon Center on it and it has an extra pack. But there's nothing special or collectible about it, and I think. It's a very clear demand signal to the Pokemon Company that the fact that they're selling out on every single set now in the Scarlet and Violet pre-order means that there's definitely demand. They've created a collector's item without calling it a collector's item. They created a collector's item by putting the stamp promo in there, and it seems so simple. It's just a stamp, but it separates that card. We're in a collectible market. Pokemon is collectible, so it doesn't change the look of the card all that much, but it's rare. People like rare things. So Sword and Shield era Pokemon Center ETB is having a tough time getting a ton of traction. Same thing with Astral Radiance here in the last year. We've actually seen an increase here, but it was because it was down. So this was actually sub that $60 MSRP that you can get these for on pre-release from the Pokemon Center. So it's really just at that MSRP pricing, which is why I included it here. Just having a hard time really getting going. There's nothing special about it other than different artwork on the box. Same thing with Sword and Shield era base. Sword and Shield era base boxes, booster boxes have actually started to do really, really well just because they're more rare than anything. These Pokemon Center ones from Sword and Shield just aren't doing it. Same thing, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Center exclusive box, barely above that $60 price point there. Chilling Reign doing decently well just because it's a good set. So it's a Chilling Reign itself is a good set, so that's starting to bring up the price of the Pokemon Center ETB. So if you are looking for Pokemon Center ETBs from Sword and Shield, look at good sets. You look at Fusion Strike, Lost Origin, Chilling Reign. Evolving Skies ones are way up there at this point. Lost Origin again, finally doing fairly well, and this is just it's just because it's associated with that set. That's really the reason it's separating from the rest of the pack here. And finally, looking at that Fusion Strike Pokemon Center ETB, drying up quick. 12 of these on the market here. A solid product. The artwork on this box is actually separated quite well from the regular Fusion Strike ETB, so that's why it's kind of getting pulled up here as Fusion Strike continues to rise. So that's it for our review of sealed product, our best performers, our worst performers, not many worst performers. And, you know, the market's in absolute terror. Sword and Shield's up, Scarlet and Violet's up, and the money's flowing back and forth between both of them. As that, you know, their price continue, those market prices continue to rise. We have a massive 2025 ahead of us. We have Prismatic. We know we have, that's going to be bonkers. We know we have Team Rocket set, so we have a lot in store for us. The bull market continues. Again, make sure you're making you're making a plan and sticking to it when you buy product. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to any YouTuber. Form your own decision and buy what you like. That's the biggest thing. If you like it, even if the market's down, it hasn't recognized it yet, there's a chance the market will recognize it if you like it. So that's it for this one. Like, comment, subscribe if you like what we're doing, and we will see you on the next one.